Hi guys. So I am literally sitting in my car because my kids would not be quiet, so I had to actually come sit in my car so I could do the video. So I actually did a post earlier on my Instagram account and my Facebook account regarding co-parenting, and I actually have my research with me. And so I was actually led to do a video earlier, but I just did not do it. But I'm coming back to do a video because I want to be transparent about my situation with co-parenting. And so the whole thing with the co-parenting is what I had kind of talked about was that co-parenting helps with children with their mental and emotional well-being, and it kind of helps with the relationships with the kiddos, which I agree. And so I put that post just to kind of say that I think that in, the Black community, I'm just saying this speaking from experience and from what I've observed, I think that the Black community struggles with co-parenting in a sense where they don't put their feelings aside and they allow their feelings to get in the way of having effective co-parenting. At least that's what I've witnessed throughout the years. However, which I've actually experienced it in my situation. So my son's father and I have tried to actually co-parent with him, but it has not been the best co-parenting situation. So I've had to actually revert to emailing him. So now we're in a space where we're emailing. And so my son is aware of the situation, and he is aware that we email. So I'm pretty open with my son, and I communicate with him with everything, and so he knows the entire situation. However, I do set the boundary with my son, and I let him know that he is not to be involved in our communication because he is to stay in a child's place. So he knows that piece. However, I cannot control what his father does on his end with my child regarding the communication piece. Now, I did talk about some tools in my post regarding co-parenting, and the number one is to set your hurt and anger aside, which is a great tool that we have to do in order to co-parent, which I have done. The anger stuff that I've had towards my son's father in my past, I put that aside. I tried all angles and avenues to try to co-parent with him, and it just did not work. I've even gotten my husband involved, my mom. I've gotten everybody involved, but it still does not work because the situation is irrational. So I'm just at a point to where I'm just emailing now, and I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that, and so that's what I've chosen to do to make that situation work. Now, the tip 2 was to improve the communication with the co-parent. So I'm using communication tools like emailing and texting. So if you have to go that route, that's okay too. If it works for you, if it doesn't, then that's fine too. Or going through the course, having a communication plan through the course. I know some people have to go that route, and that's okay. If you have to do that, then that's the tools that's the method that you have to go with. I know the other tool that my research talked about was having a team effort with co-parenting, being consistent regarding co-parenting. Now, as far as discipline, because my son lives with me full time, I do majority of the discipline with his dad, with his biological dad. I know that I'm not sure how he disciplines him. I have tried to communicate with him on the disciplinary situation, but he doesn't take in with what I say. So I'm okay with how he disciplines him, because I know that he does genuinely love him. So I don't get involved in that. So whatever goes on in my household goes on in my household. Whatever goes on in his household goes on in his household. So I'm okay with that. And then the final one, co-parenting tip was to make transitions and visitations easier. And so for my parenting plan, I chose to tell my child's father that I would pay for my son's ticket to come down there in the summers, and for him to come back. And then if he wanted to see him, during the holidays or whatever, he would have to pay for his ticket for him to go down and come back. And I was okay with that. And so right now we're in the process of getting that, finalized. So if he agrees to that, then that would be our plan. But I think that when you're co-parenting, especially if there was a situation where there was domestic violence involved, or even substance abuse, anything of that nature involved, if it's serious to that nature, you may have to get the courts involved, because it could result back to that, just because that the other parent or the parent may be still angered, and it could become physical. I'm not sure, but you may have to take it to that level. Now, in regards to co-parenting with my child's father, before my son was born, there was domestic violence involved. So I chose not to do co-parenting over the, just like in person, just because I know the situation, how it occurred before before I was pregnant with my son. There was domestic violence involved, so I chose not to go that route. So that's why I chose to do either texting or by email. So we just communicate that way. I chose that way because I feel more comfortable that way, and so we just do it that way. But I do recommend that you all look at these tips, and I will put the link in the video below. But I did put a post on my Instagram and my Facebook. So my Instagram is Roadmap to Balance for Moms, and my Facebook is also Roadmap to Balance for Moms. The 2 is the number 2, and the 4 is the number 4, and then the moms has a Z. And so I'll also put that on the video too, at the bottom as well. But thank you for listening. I hope this helps someone regarding parenting, co-parenting as well. So I just wanted to drop that. I was pushed to do a video, and I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to follow what God has given me, and that's what I'm going to do. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.